Day 3 of the new year, back to work, time to think about a holiday. Almost a third of a year's business done by travel agents here is in January. Let's speak to Eoghan Corry, editor of Travel Extra. Morning, Eoghan. Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, Gavin.
Where are people going to be booking for this year?
We tend to be going back to the traditional. We do huge numbers into Spain and Portugal in particular. We are seeing a little bit of a trend of a comeback to places that fell off the radar in recent years. Turkey is, creeping back up again.
Oh.
But, people looking at holidays, one of the big first places to look, anywhere there is an airline or a tour operator is developing a new destination and a new route.
And where are those new routes? I know there's a new a new route rather out of here to Portugal, but where else is servicing for the first time from here?
We've quite a few, and it's interesting. We have 29 new routes this year, 28 and a half, because one of them is actually transferring. One of the airlines is transferring their service to Atlantic Canada, away from Newfoundland to Nova Scotia. But one of the interesting ones are always the exotic ones, are the long haul. Dallas, it's going to be a big deal. It's coming in June from American Airlines. We're going to Minneapolis, St. Paul for the first time with Aer Lingus, and Aer Lingus are adding a Montreal route as well. A lot of Europeans as well. Ryanair are making a big trust into the sunny, the southwest area of Turkey, and Ryanair had stayed away from Turkey for regulatory purposes until quite recently. So that's an area that traditionally would have been charter and tour operator only. That's going to be very, very interesting to watch. Big push into Croatia as well. We have a couple of new routes in there, but there's a big wide selection, and it's really important, Gavin, that to remember that airlines factor in the fact that it takes a long while for a new route to get into the public consciousness. They tend to incentivize it with low prices. So anywhere that somebody's opening up, trying to open it up for the first time, that's a good place to look for bargains.
Now, that's the routes out of Ireland. What about routes into Ireland as a predictor for who's going to come here and how many of them will come?
The big question for inbound into Ireland is what we're going to do if we see the British inbound start tearing away or falling away. North America has really, really performed inbound into Ireland, and we're going to see a lot of that. We have a new Calgary route from WestJet. As I say, we have those American Airlines and Aer Lingus routes, and we also have a Hamilton route from Norwegian, which is the second airport in Toronto. So they're all going to be important. But really, if you're going to replace the British market, it's Germany is going to be the big bulwark in that, and and France as well. And we've places like Bordeaux are coming in, and Gothenburg from Ryanair in Sweden, and every new route is good news in both directions, Gavin. And Tourism Ireland are they're going to be under pressure this year if they're going to meet the target of 11.7 million inbound visitors to Ireland, because everybody expects Britain to fall away. But they're the places it's going to come from.
Booking holidays in January still remains very traditional, whether it be through travel agents or doing it by yourself. Do travel agents still do travel brochures?
Yes, indeed. One of the tour operators was dropping the travel brochure this year. They decided everything's online. Why do people need it? And the reaction immediately was that people, we do like to, in the cacophony of information that's on the internet, we do like to get that glossy brochure and see the nice pictures and see everything presented very, very clearly what the prices were. So they have decided, they have relented and gone back to that Sunway. We've got, the number of tour operators in the Irish market, people within the memory of a lot of the listeners would have been 15 or 20 of them. We're down to 3 or 4 main operators at the moment, but they're still there because what they've done is they've used the advent of technology to their advantage, the way the consumer has. And the biggest argument for booking with a travel agent and a tour operator still is that a hotelier is not going to put his lowest price on the web and really upset his existing customers. He's going to offer it to a travel agent to bundle it in with the airfare, and some of what's there is actually cheaper than the direct airfare because of that factor.
Eoghan, thanks for speaking to us. That's Eoghan Corry, editor of Travel Extra.